Hello, babes. Have you been staying hydrated? What about your meals? How many meals have you had for the day? And how many do you plan to have? Have you been sleeping okay? If you're having trouble sleeping, chamomile or soursop tea can help a lot with insomnia and lack of sleep in general. This week's check-in is a little bit different because we are going through a transition. Tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be the premiere episode of Exploring Our Depths, the podcast. This podcast is an extension of the Exploring Our Depths workshop, which is catered to the mental and spiritual health and hygiene of kinksters. And of course, in Kinky Kafe style, we mean queer kinksters, but the Exploring Our Depths podcast is for anyone who's in kink, just like the workshop is. Every week, there will be new meditations, affirmations, different guest spots by other professionals who deal in sacred kink and conscious BDSM, and more. Considering this is the premise of the podcast, and we will be premiering new episodes every week, I have decided to transition the weekly check-ins over to the Exploring Our Depths podcast. You can find us on Spotify, and I will add the trailer to the end of this video. Please go like, listen, follow, and subscribe. And bear with me while I make this transition happen. I need a little bit of time to just take care of some things. I have a lot on my plate. I have been doing a lot behind the scenes. So I just need a little bit of time to readjust. You will still find me right here on TikTok as long as TikTok lasts. But I will be transitioning the weekly check-ins to the podcast. Also, if you are not following us on YouTube, there will be a video to accompany the podcast episodes. Hello, and welcome to the Exploring Our Depths podcast by the Kinky Kafe, the podcast dedicated to the spiritual and mental health and hygiene of the kink inclined. Here we explore the intersection of spirituality, mindfulness, self-mastery, and the principles of BDSM. Join me, Daddy Doyen, for weekly meditations, affirmations, somatic practices, guest features from other leaders in conscious BDSM and sacred kink, and more. Here is where we discover that we are not broken, just a little bent.